4th and long, though. We will get into it this week.
4th and goal.
I have a feeling, because I know we've kept some stuff off, hopefully wanting Chris to ask about it because it creates some good conversation. But what do you have for us this week?
Dolphins are back, baby. Dolphins are back. No, just kidding. So
bring the logo back.
Okay,
bring the helmet on the Dolphin.
Listen, I know we have a lot of listeners. We have a lot of people that follow us up in Cincinnati. They got to be bummed out about Joe Burrow right now. Out for 3 months. I mean, I'm bummed. I mean, this guy, he's becoming the, what did we say, awesome. Andrew Luck?
Andrew Luck, yeah.
So
he's been
should
sacked.
the Bengals... Should the Bengals look to bring in a different quarterback other than they brought in the Packers' Sean Clifford, they brought in veteran Mike White to their practice squad? What about Cousins?
What about Winston?
Jameis Winston. How about Jameis? Could you imagine Jameis going back
Jamar Chase
saying,
is going to have 200 yards
Chase
a game.
going to be open. Just throw the ball.
200 yards a game.
So what should they do? Should they go out and maybe try to get because 3 months is a long time.
So when it first happened, I said Kirk Cousins.
I just think there's the Falcons would have to eat the contract because the Bengals don't have cap space.
Yes,
to pick Kirk
and then the more I thought about it, I just thought what you said, or that's not going to happen. But my first reaction was Kirk Cousins. My second reaction was you when you said Jameis, and I was like, "Holy shit, that'd be hilarious!"
I would love that.
Like you got T. Higgins and Jamar Chase just for him to just screw it, like you just said. Someone threw out a Sanders. I don't think that's going to happen.
The Browns are too dysfunctional of an organization to even think about trading one of their two rookie quarterbacks.
It's a good.
He wouldn't have to move out of the state.
Yeah, he wouldn't.
It's a good thing to think about. I don't think it happens though.
I don't think it does either.
Jameis Winston would be the funniest one out of all of them.
I do think Jake Browning, he had to fill in for Burrow 2 years ago when Burrow went down with his wrist injury, and he played really good. Yeah, really good. And there's familiarity with the offense. He's been there 3 years.
Yeah.
So realistically, I don't think they trade unless he just shits the bed and he's really bad. They'll go and get Jameis because Jameis is not going to be, unless Dart gets hurt, he's in line before Jameis is. But oh man, it sucks that Burrow got hurt again. And I want to bring this stat up. So
thank God we didn't have him for a season.
Andrew Luck have played.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. But him and Andrew Luck have played, I think, the same amount of snaps. And Burrow's been sacked more than Luck. I don't think he's missed more games, but it's close. It's really close. And it's not, that's not good.
That's what people are.
Luck was a lot bigger guy, too.
Oh, yes, he was. Luck was 6'5".
He's big.
Big guy.
He was like a Josh Allen. He's big.
Yes. And so it's the Bengals. This is now the 4th year in a row, really, honestly, since his rookie year. I can't even say that you've had a good O-line. The year you guys went to the Super Bowl, it was serviceable, but you ended up losing the game because you couldn't block Aaron Donald for one more play. Yeah. Which, granted, it's Aaron Donald, but yeah, you're going on Joe Burrow's entire career of not being able to protect him. Mm-hmm. It's going to end badly. It's you can see it. The writing's on the wall.
Well, we said this all off season with who they should sign and who they shouldn't, and who they should trade to get picks to then have a good O-line or use those picks to hopefully get a good O-line. So there's just a lot. We talk about dysfunctional organizations. Mm-hmm. The Bengals are at the top of that list.
Maybe.
And I do feel bad for Joe. For me personally, I love watching Joe play. I think he is a top 5 quarterback in this league when he is healthy, throwing to who he's throwing the ball to. So that sucks that we that's taken away from all the NFL fans, fantasy fans, whatever you want to call it, of watching Joe for this season. Because like you mentioned, if he comes back, it's going to be week 15, 16. And hopefully, if Jake Browning can lead them to a position to be fighting for a playoff spot like they did last year.
Yep.
It's unfortunate. I don't think they're going to trade for anyone right away because of him being in the system for as long as he has.
And they won the game on Sunday.
They did.
He came back and won the game for them. He threw 3 interceptions, but he also threw 3 touchdowns. Yeah. So
it would be, if all goes to shit though, Jameis Winston would be the funniest one to come
that'd be great.
I would love it.
I'd love to see him there.
Yeah, that's my number one pick.
He'd look great in that uniform.
Tom Brady coming out of retirement again.
There you go. Okay, so I wanted to bring this up, and I really struggled whether I wanted to talk about it because there is a conspiracy theory going on right now with GM for the Dolphins, Chris Greer. Right? Why have they not gotten rid of him? I mean, I don't understand how a GM can go 9+ years without a playoff win. And literally, do you realize the last time the Dolphins won a playoff game? Do you know when it was? Dawson,
2001.
You were 2 years old.
2003.
December 30th, 2000. They also won a playoff game in January of 2000. I was at that game in Seattle. So it's been that long. But I don't want to talk about that. You know what I want to talk about? Because yes, we are a dysfunctional team. what I want to talk about is, did you see the post game with Mike McDaniel? Did you guys see the post game with Mike McDaniel?
Yeah,
where he literally said, "Well, to win a game, you got to win a game. To lose, like, what the hell is going on in Miami?"
He's defeated. I think that is the face of a defeated man, and I think he just wants to go back to being an offensive coordinator. I think he really does. Like, if there was a way for him to like effectively step down right now and just kind of move himself to only calling offensive plays, he would do it. Like, it's just the culture's fucked in Miami.
It's bad.
It's bad all across the board. You've got Tyreek like this over and over again when Tua overthrows him. It's just
you're having player only meetings after 1 week.
I think so. McDaniel and the GM are probably both gone this year. I called that before the year.
But
I said the Dolphins were probably this year's Cowboys.
There's a theory. It has to do with the whole tank for Tua. That tank for Tua thing caused issues. And
That's
if you
true.
remember, if you go all the way back to Flores, that case is still open.
Oh, so you think the GM's kind of like holding
I think
that
the
over.
GM, if they let him go, he could talk and he could say
That's a good
that
idea.
Stephen Ross did pay the coach $100,000 for every loss.
Well,
So anyway,
Brian Flores already told us that. Like he pretty much
it could be
alluded to that
ugly. So
fact.
anyway,
It
okay,
really could be.
let's talk about the Bears. So
Okay.
I want to go back to a
I tried
tweet.
to avoid them.
I want to go back to a tweet and a quote
never
that
run
Caleb
away.
Williams put out in 24.
You're not going to punt too much. He's
April.
got the most punts in the league since then. I get it. Okay, I know.
So
And you
how
want
do
to
you-
know the best part about that is that punter got taken right before Bucky Irving. That's not, and so we have. There's a stat coming out about the Bears that we are first in the league in yards before contact on a rush, and we're dead last still in rush yards and yards per rush attempt. How does that happen when you had?
Where's that one running back that you guys drafted?
Rashawn?
Yeah.
He was healthy and we didn't use him. So I don't get it. I don't get it. You had plenty of opportunities to not only take a running back in this year's class. Sorry you got sniped from Travion Henderson. I'm sure that hurt. I'm sure that sucked. You had a second round pick to not only they traded back out of it, and 2 of their second round picks, Luther Burden, 1 is not being used at all, but the other 2 were healthy scratches on Sunday.
Hey, there's a lot of teams.
Those are second round picks.
There's a lot of teams not playing running backs they should. I mean, why isn't Genty running the ball more for the Raiders? I don't get it. They're playing that other. I don't know. Anyway,
the Bears are. I don't know. It's the punting. Yeah, I get it. It's funny, but the GM for us has just. It's really bad, and he just got extended before the season. God knows why. He's 3-17 in the NFC North after saying in his opening press conference that he was going to take the North and never give it back. You've barely gotten a piece of the pie. Like, barely.
Don't they have like the worst? They're like 3-17.
3-17 against the NFC North.
okay. Yeah. So sorry to get on you about your Bears. So here's
Bucky
another one.
Irving
Speaking of the Raiders, this is interesting. So let's just go back a couple of years. So Chip Kelly, when he was the OC for Ohio State, remember they lost to Michigan. Okay, they lost to Martindale's defense. Now, Martindale, if you go back, you'd have to know that Jesse Minter was really the OG to the system that Martindale ran.
Yeah.
So now you have Jesse Minter. He's with Harbaugh, right? He's the DC.
Oh, wow.
Chip Kelly loses to them again now, 20-9. Is Chip Kelly washed up?
No,
I think the Raiders off. I think that game, I don't know if you watched, because that game started at 10 o'clock. I can guarantee that you were like probably 3 hours into your sleep already.
Yeah.
But Geno Smith played terribly. Like, terrible. There were plays to be made on offense. And yeah, Janty's not playing great. They're missing 2 starting O linemen going into that game. But I think, Geno was the reason they lost that game. Like, they could not do anything on offense. Oh my God. Like,
Maybe the reason they lost,
really bad.
Maybe the reason they lost was because Tom Brady didn't call the week before. I want to talk about that. I mean, what's going on with Chip Kelly, Tom Brady, Fox? Like, there's some real stuff getting thrown around right now.
There is.
Dawson, as the Patriots fan, I think has the best.
Yeah, Dawson, let's hear it. How do you feel about this?
Tom. I love hearing him call games. I always will. But you can't do both.
No.
You got to pick.
That's a conflict of interest.
You either call games with Fox, and that's what you're doing, and you sell your stock or you sell your share, whatever the hell it is, with
5%.
the Raiders, and you just, or you say, Fox, thank you. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm going to fully go into the ownership role at the Raiders or wherever team I want to go, and that's what I'm going to do. It's a conflict of it just really is.
You can't be doing both. And who, like, what quarterback was going to be on the team,
and who they're drafting.
The NFL deleted a tweet like a week ago saying that Tom Brady sits in meetings with Chip Kelly developing the game plan for every offense.
And then deleted all those tweets.
Yes, and then deleted it. So I want to bring this up that the Bears play the Cowboys this week. Tom Brady's on the call for that game. And, you know, as being an announcer, he gets an inside the scene, behind the scenes look to each team. Granted, each team decides how much information they want to give him, but he still gets that, you know, he gets to watch the entire game. He gets to listen in.
They tell him what players to watch, maybe.
What players to watch. Guess who the Bears play next week? The Raiders.
Yeah, it's just it doesn't.
And that's
it's
two or three times
it's a bad luck.
This year too.
You need to make a decision.
It's not right.
No.
And I like I told you though, this is the first time anything like this has ever happened. So I understand why it's like.
But they had it. Like, they had guidelines for it, and then they removed them.
Yeah,
like they had it set in place, and they were like, "It's actually not as worrisome as we thought." But now, I mean,
you've got to
imagine if the Raiders were like a top team.
Yeah, you've got to pick one or the other. You can't be doing both. No. And this is coming from me, to where I mean, you just it just doesn't. It to me it doesn't seem ethically right either.
No,
like just in the scheme of football and leading up and the practice and you got to pick one or the other.
Definitely.
Okay. So one more thing. This is kind of interesting. I saw this. So if you go back and look at Ohio State's wide receiver core from the 21 roster.
Oh, they've got 5 wide receiver ones on there. This is what they did in
week 1. Yeah. So these receivers from that roster in 21, imagine what Ohio State had. I don't know how they didn't win a national championship that year. So you literally had Njigba, he had 9 receptions, 124 yards. Njigba. You had Garrett Wilson, 7 receptions, 95 yards plus a touchdown.
Olave.
Harrison Jr. had 5 receptions, right? 71 yards, a touchdown. Ibuka, or I can't ever say his name.
Ibuka is silent.
Right? He had 4 catches, 67 yards, 2 touchdowns. Olave, 7 receptions, 54 yards. Is that quite possibly the best college receiver core
I think so.
on any given season that maybe we've ever seen as they transition to the NFL?
Absolutely.
100%. Yeah, I'd put LSU, Ohio State, 100,000,000%, no questions asked, are wide receivers.
There's nowhere else where you would want to draft a wide receiver than Ohio State or LSU. So LSU, I think they've got the more flashy receivers. I mean, it's no question that I think you could argue all top 3 receivers in the league right now are from LSU: Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and Neighbors.
Yeah.
But I think production-wise, I think Ohio State receivers is ridiculous. Yeah. Like, I think Njigba's starting off an amazing year. I think he's second in the league in receiving yards. Yeah, Olave is, still trying to find a quarterback.
Ibuka has 3 touchdowns already.
Yeah. One of the best receivers. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's
pretty wild roster.
Those 2 schools, but that roster specifically that you're talking about, it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, what's really crazy is the picture of all of them on the bench.
Yeah, and then they have
showing them in their jerseys. That was crazy. So, hey guys, that's all I got this week for 4th and Long.
I like it.
Nice job.
Nicely done.